Hey YouTube, I just wanted to tell you that everything is going much better, and I hope you all are doing very well too. And I've been working on my Book of Shadows. I've been learning about runes, but more specifically the gods, the Celtic gods, Freya, Frigg, and the goddess Hel, which was interesting because there is not that much information about her, but it's still very interesting. So I dove deep, and there are some things, but you really need to dig. And but what I found was very interesting, and the goddess Hel is not as bad as it sounds. I mean, the Christians used her name for the home of the devil, and I really think they shouldn't have, because that sort of, they associated so much evil with that name that people started to think that Hel was also a bad goddess. And she lives in Helheim, I think her place is called, but for short they also call it Hel. And that is an underground place where the people went after they died. The most heroic people who died a very heroic death on the battlefield, they went with Odin, but the rest, the sick, the elderly, children, women, they all got to go to Hel. And but also the bad people, like thieves and killers and all the rest of them. So Hel had different halls, and some of them were better and some of them were very horrible places. One of them was described as halls with snake bones. The spine was on the ceiling, and from it venom dripped. And they had to walk through blood, and it was all, and if they got lost they had to survive on goat pee. So that doesn't sound very nice, but there were also halls that were much better, of course. And the people that had a normal regular life, they got to continue that life basically, and just do whatever they wanted. There was fields, underground. I don't know how that worked, but there were fields and forests and all different things. And because there was a story about a woman, and she was, and I don't know how this happened, because once you were in Hel, you were not allowed to leave, but somehow she managed to do just that. And a living man saw her, and she was carrying herbs, and he said, "Where did you get those herbs?" And she said, "Oh, I'll show you." And he followed her and wasn't paying attention, I guess, but she lured him right into Hel. And those herbs were growing underground in one of the halls. So, yeah. When I was reading all these things about that place, it didn't sound that bad. It just sounded like, well, pretty much what we have right now, the world of the living. And with regular things, like everyday things. So if I'm shipped off to that place after I'm dead, I'm not too worried. So oh yeah, also I wanted to I've been watching this TV show on Netflix called Marianne. It's in French, so and I love that language. French is a very beautiful language, but I don't speak it. I've tried, and it's still very difficult language. But I watched it anyway because it's a very good show. And there is some witchcraft in that show, or some. It's all about witchcraft. It's about this woman who, she's a writer, and she has this amazing book series that is about nightmares that she used to have when she was younger. And she thinks that she conjured up this make-believe witch, Marianne. And well, what actually happens is that during a book signing, this woman comes up to her and she says that her mother believes that she is Marianne, and that she's basically torturing her, and that she has to come with her to where she grew up, the place where she grew up, because that woman was once a friend of her. And I think what they did, a group of friends, is try to do some sort of ritual, I think, and they tried to help her get rid of her nightmares, and it backfired. And oh well. So, and things happen, and scary things happen, but also very disgusting things happen. And some of the things are also kind of funny, because well, they meet the witch, and at some point she takes her assistant with her, and at some point she tries to break in, and the way they go about it is funny, I think. But there are also very lots of blood, and but it stays interesting. Every episode is very interesting, and I watched it, and I promise I'm not lying, I watched it in one day, the entire first season, and I can't wait for the second season because it's very good, even though it's annoying that it's in another language. But well, maybe I should just learn French. But it's good. So that's why I say that maybe you could think to maybe watch that TV show when it's Halloween, because it's a perfect Halloween show. And what else? There was a movie. Oh, also I'm thinking about rewatching The Witch, or VVH. It's a very annoying movie because it's about old, you know, when America was first found, so a long time ago, and you had these Puritan people, and they thought that they needed to be very extremely Christian now. And so there was this group of people, a village, and one family was so very Christian that even they annoyed their own people, so they got banished or something. And they tried to live on their own, and things happen. And it annoyed me so much because they all they do is pray, and that's their whole focus, to be as Christian as they possibly can be. And it's and accusing each other of bad thoughts and that sort of things. And it's doing more bad than good. And the ending of the movie, I enjoyed the ending the most, because the beginning was very it made me angry, but the end was an interesting ending. I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming, but I like those sort of movies anyway. So that was pretty much it, and I'll hope to see you soon.